do the tit for tat. He would handle it a different way, but he would not be threatening anyone else, let alone women, and he would not be involving himself in the tit for tat drama. He would not be
Right.
doing it.
Exactly. And he did delete one of the videos, got on there and talking about BL, and he was like, what am I, an hour and a half away from you? What, like, to me, that's crazy as hell. That
Personally don't agree with that at all, but I don't agree that anybody should be threatening anybody with going to their house or exposing their addresses or anything like that. That's just me. I look at it this way. There should not be double standards for men and women. It should be equally not okay for men and women to not do shit like that.
True.
Yes,
but
yes, but with a man definitely shouldn't be on here threatening all these women like this.
Agreed.
That's
Agreed.
weird behavior.
It's not okay, especially if that person that they're threatening has history or whatever of trauma or SA or anything like that. Absolutely not. It shouldn't be allowed in general. But coming from a man to a female, it is taken, a little bit more threatening than if it was a female to a female, because it is a man who could possibly overpower a woman, and that woman has trauma to begin with. I'm not anyone who can say she doesn't have trauma and that it doesn't exist, because I don't know her background, I don't know her history, I don't know her life. So I would never sit there and say that her trauma is not real.
And y'all don't get me wrong, I don't hate WTF. I just don't agree with certain things. And however, his behavior does make me worry for her, because when you look at how she reacts to things and you look at what he's doing, that could end up in a real bad situation if them two
It could.
have issues. You know what I'm saying? So it
Could.
I worry about her safety as well.
Accountability said nothing is that serious to incite violence in most. Exactly.
Okay.
Like, you just make yourselves look dumb by doing and saying the things that you're doing and saying over tit for tat stupid drama. Like when Creative was saying people, like, a couple of months, I was being stalked, harassed. No, I don't know, because I don't speak to you. I don't speak on you. I don't know. I'm sorry that all took place. I don't agree with anybody doing that to somebody. But again, about saying you would go and do the same thing. It cannot be both. You either don't agree with it and you don't do that bullshit, or you do. And then someone's matching your energy.
Well, it's fucked up that, so we got, that shit was taken out on us and we hadn't done anything. Shit and the things that they were saying in private, all of that was put out. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they know, but we know. Like,
well, no, they do know, but they think by cooperating expunged their which it doesn't. They think by just turning around and saying that, oh, I'm a decent human being. No, decent human beings don't talk like that. Decent human beings don't do shit like that to strangers on the fucking internet.
Right.
I'm sorry. And to sit there and say, no.
And it doesn't just, I'm not justifying anything. I will tell you that I did talk with somebody that knows Creative more than we do. And I get where she's defensive. I get that. What bothered me was the whole calling us homophobics and stuff. That pissed me off and bothered me, because I don't want anybody to ever feel like, I don't want my words to make somebody feel that way.
Of course. Of course. And having a normal adult conversation was the goal out of that. Not for them to feel like they were being attacked by 8 different people. That was not my intention. It was simply just to be like, hey, let me give you just a little insight from someone that you clipped their words from and you used it. You know what I mean? Like, I have not spoken on you. I have no reason to. I don't associate with you. I don't associate with people that do. It's just, I have no hate in my heart towards you. I was indifferent towards you. I really, truly was. But then you went and you made accusations and put labels on all of us.
Well, the reason why is when it was explained to me a little bit more,
I don't know how to do that, Taylor.
understood. But to my understanding, there's back history of things that we don't know about. And because
With other people?
Yes, and because that person or persons was in the boxes, that's why we all got grouped in to her feeling that way. Because people on TikTok say, you know, you're guilty by association, you know, you're responsible, it's your life, so you're responsible for what the people in your boxes say, blah blah blah. To me, in my life, I don't feel that way. Like, they're saying some real fucked up shit, I'll drop them for sure.
So let me just respond to this really quick, just because, like, I can understand if there was past history, just like this app that I don't know or don't care about because I was not involved. I did not have anything to do with it. And I can understand that there's still open wounds have been avoided or discussed. One, I could have done it in private, but I'm blocked. I was blocked because I associate with certain people, and that is okay. That is their right. But when I realize that you're in a live, I'm going to take the opportunity because that is who I am. Because there was nothing in that live to me that provoked that next video.
I get it. I do. And I was good for a few minutes, but she was very defensive and hot, and things would have went a lot different if she wasn't so defensive. And then,
Agreed.
Well, actually, it wasn't even just that. The moment she asked me, "And who the fuck are you?" That's who the fuck I am. But I get it to a certain degree. But she definitely shouldn't have blocked you. If she really wanted to resolve things or
I was blocked before
clear
that
up the miscommunication, then talking to you in private or even on her platform would be different. But now the thing is there's another person involved who wasn't even there, and she's just coming up with all kinds of shit that didn't even talking about race and this and that. Like, get the hell out of here with that.
And it was the same thing. It was the same type of fucking behavior and same chain of events that took place. Sent a message to English, right? I sent a message to English. She wanted to use that as a quote unquote example that 5 different big creators were wanting her information and this and that. And then she made a post claiming racism. Where did you get this in a matter of 24 fucking hours when you blocked me before I could respond to any of the stuff that you were writing on? It's just, you can't sit there and use these things as your argument if it's not, you've got nothing to back it up with. No, those are very big accusations to make towards other people.
Right. Yeah.
If you're going to put that jacket or label on somebody, be prepared to show exactly why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the kind of person to sit there and be called homophobic or racist and take it fucking lightly.
Yeah, that shit is wild as hell. Very wild.
So, yes, did it get under my fucking skin? Yes, it did. But again, I have not responded in the fucking childish, silly fucking tit for tat that I could have. I've waited on it, I've sat on it, and I've done my fucking research because, to be honest with you, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna fucking sit here and have a freaking battle back and forth with somebody. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste my fucking time on there. It's not what I came on this app to do.
I'm very proud of you too, by the way.
I tell you,
You know,
the other person involved making 10-minute videos is pissing me off.
Out of all people, you know, it has been very hard for me to sit back and be quiet and not lose my shit. So I'm super proud of you because I know that if I'm feeling that way, I know you're feeling that way.
Tammy, see, but Tammy said to do things legally and stuff. There's nothing to do legally. It's not even that serious. I messaged somebody with questions in regards to why their name was being named the source for another group of people that were putting out misinformation. I didn't even get to my question or my comments, nothing. I didn't even as far as a response. My response was a video made about me the next day. So if you're going to make a video about me, yeah, I did make a video about you because you turned your duets and stitches off. Oh, it's been like that from the moment I got on tech. Bullshit. Because I have to physically put no duets or stitches when I make a post. So why would it be different for you? Absolutely not. I just don't like fucking people lying for their argument.
Anybody that knows you, we know that things you do are for comedy, not 100%. I don't care what anybody says.
I've been trying to turn a new skin over because, this is what I've been trying
it's
to
just,
do
it is
myself.
what it is. I mean, you cannot like me because of who I associate with and who I'm friends with, and that's okay. You can have your...
Hold on, though. I've never seen you cause drama. I've only seen you be fair. And that's the God's son I went through. You were always fair about it and always sweet.
Yeah.
And I messaged you privately because that is the adult in me. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, Ange. But unfortunately, not everybody even gives you the time of day for them to realize that. So it is what it is. Again,
it is. But listen,
even if they weren't saying it, even if they weren't saying it about me, they're still saying it about people that I care about. Like when she turned around to Shay and said, "Oh, you've been talking about me for months." Shay has not mentioned your fucking name.
Yeah.
And when you guys sit there and make a post saying that it's rude and just disgusting to say that the person's irrelevant, it's meaning irrelevant to them that she doesn't say your name. What? How is that? How is that rude?
Listen, Mask Guy Johnny is like he's a narcissistic person for him to do what he did. And I'm just being flat out honest.
Yeah.
None of you ladies deserved what he... None of you ladies deserved what he said. 100%. None of you ladies deserved what he said.
Well, what he said wasn't to any of us, and it wasn't involving us.
But it wasn't. But you know what? That had a lot to do with what she said to him. And all the lies I'm sure she told him in order for him to say those things. I'm just saying that, and I'm just being honest.
And that's okay. Like I said, I want people to be able to have their opinion and not feel like they cannot share it on my platform. To an extent, like I said, protected communities, racism, and all of that will not be tolerated in any sort of way. But it's okay with me or anybody else in this live because we're adults, and I'm not going to shun somebody to agree to disagree on that. You know what I mean? So saying sorry, that's just my opinion, shouldn't have to happen because everybody's entitled to their feelings and their opinions on it. It doesn't need to be a thing.
That's what surprised me about W, is how quick she turned on me because I didn't agree with the whole essay videos and stuff like that.
Right.
It really shocked me because I thought, I thought we were okay and that we're adults, but what I've come to learn on my
I'm
short
sorry.
time here is one, don't really fucking trust nobody on here. Two, think about who you're defending because I know that I have defended people before I knew the whole situation and it made me look like an ass and it made me feel stupid for sure. And I felt guilty.
And I agree with that.
So you got to be real careful with that. And
Right.
And
I don't
I
have too many problems with people on here. I don't worry about anybody on here. I do try to go hard for my friends, but I'm starting to learn that I need to know more of the story before I start doing certain things because
Well,
sometimes
see, but like that's the thing is, Shay, I just know where to see myself out of a situation or keep myself quiet if I just don't believe that my comments or opinions are like if I'm not involved in it, I'm just not going to speak on it. I chose to not
Right.
be involved in the WTF and BL thing. Was WTF a friend at one point? Yes, she was. But did I start liking the behaviors that were going on from both sides of the parties? No, I didn't. And I just decided that I'm just going to see my way out of it and not be included and not be involved because it's worth being involved to me.
Can I ask a
I'm,
question?
yeah.
What makes each person special? I'm going somewhere with this. That's why I'm saying it.
What do you mean?
What makes you special, Hot Mess? Makes you who you are.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't like talking about myself.
What about you, a happy mama? There's a reason why I'm going with that, and you're gonna see in just a second.
What's
Happy
the question?
mama, what
Yes,
makes
ma'am.
you a special person?
What makes me special?
Mm-hmm.
I have an open heart and an open mind.
What about you, Shay?
I don't think I'm special, but I think some.
What about you, Ange?
I love my friends deeply, and I'm a ride or die friend.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is because everybody is their own person, and that's what makes them who they are. You have a difference of opinion, difference of thoughts, difference of emotions. And we as women, we already wear our hearts on our sleeve. And when it comes to you and having an open discussion, that's what makes things work out better. Not only that, but it makes you have a trust and a line with each other, have a communication between them. People cannot get upset with you having your own thought. That must make you as a unique person. If
That's
God wanted
where
us
No,
to be
Agreed.
one, if God wanted us to be one train of thought, this world would be screwed.
no, Chrissy, I could say exactly what kind of person you were and are as a friend. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Oh, I love that.
And
If it wasn't for
really, you make me
Chrissy,
cry again.
no, let me finish. Chrissy messaged me on a night where I had a bottle of things in front of me, and I was about to take. I was at my lowest point in my life, literally going through everything in my life. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about.
yes.
She reached out and called me. And she stayed on the phone with me all night long till the next day. And she made me realize who I was as a person. And we talked and talked. And she saved my life. And I could never be more grateful to a person than I am.
Oh, Ange, I love
As I
that.
am to her.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't say that about many people in this world. But since that day, we talk every single day. We check on each other every day. And I'm honest and raw about everything. I don't lie to people. I don't fake my life. I can't walk. That's my dream, is to walk again. And when people see my posts, that's the real me.
You're beautiful.
I don't lie. I don't lie. I don't make my life look perfect, at least. So I want Chrissy to know I'm so thankful you're in my life now. I hope I do.
Well, I got you here. I owe you an apology. The night that we asked you about your son and the words that you had used towards your son, I had a heightened sense of protecting because I have a son with autism. And I do owe you a huge apology because I did not understand where you were coming from at that time as I do now. So I hope you accept my apology on that.
100% I accept your apology.
And that night, honey, I was trying to offer you resources. I was not on the attack. I was going to try to get you some actual help, your son.
I understand.
It just didn't come across as well. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, but I want you to know my son's really doing. Just came back from a trip with his girlfriend.
That's
He
awesome.
went to see his girlfriend in Kansas. He's doing great, has had no more outbursts. They changed his medication, and he's doing fabulous.
And I am happy to hear that.
That makes
Thank
me
you.
very happy, Ange. I'm glad that is working.
And it was, again, I was going through a lot in my life, and things do happen. We all make
We all
mistakes.
fucked up that night, Ange.
We did.
We all, every single one of us
Mhm.
fucked up that. We didn't know your son, and we all jumped to the a conclusion and ran with it. We all fucked up. We all fucked up.
And that is where I preach that everybody cannot sit there and say that they are perfect and have made every good decision, didn't think before they speak kind of thing. I personally know I've acted out of anger before actually thinking about it or speaking out of anger, which is why I chose not to respond to specific people right away, because I knew it was going to bring me out of character. And unfortunately, Ange, with you and your situation and with Chrissy's situation, we immediately got on the defense. And we, instead of giving that knowledge and that help, extending that hand to you, we let you down, and we didn't do it in the best possible way that we could have. And for that, we will be forever sorry. But the only and change behavior is the only way to prove that you've actually learned something by doing something wrong.
Honestly, I still have resources. If you ever need them, reach out to me. You're not blocked. Blocked you, honey. You got it. I hope.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, we've corrected the things that we've done, doctor.
My pooks.
So we're working on our own things,
So even though it was a really bad night for everybody, and it was hateful and it was messed up,
Thank you for the heart,
Positive
honey.
things did come from it. We all learned a lesson for sure.
We sure did.
And we all, you know, Ange, I think you took some of the stuff that some of us said to you and you moved forward with your son to better the situation and to better
I'm good, Crystal.
your words. And
Yeah.
we all took more knowledge with a fine lesson about taking accusations and just running with them.
You're right.
Stop and think.
So, I don't know how I want to address this or approach this.
Which
I know that TaylorMade had kind of quickly brought it up earlier, and I've just been kind of told while we were on live, you know. So with Chrissy, I think you were kind of like breaking it down for us. I know like you were questioning with WTF's money, this and that. But there is some talk about you accepting money on here. So I know you were speaking on it earlier. Do you
Yeah.
do you want to speak on it or
I don't have a problem with it. No, at all.
okay?
Okay, so the about the text message, I know exactly who it was to. So I'm gonna explain what happened. I only work a couple of hours a week, and my husband was keeping all of his checks, okay? And I was like, how am I going to pay bills? And him and I got into weeks of constant fighting, constant. And Ange can tell you, and Crystal can tell you, they can tell you constantly every single day for money to pay the bills. Okay.
Yes.
I did ask someone, did she give it to me? No, she did not. She did not give it to me. And in the end, come to find out, the reason why he was keeping the money was because he had bought me a new car, was on the brink of just completely shutting down. Yes, I'm behind on my bills, absolutely. But I'm also catching up on my bills. So I'm not saying I didn't ask her, because I did, but she didn't give it to me.
Okay, so you're saying that you didn't actually receive any money on the back end.
From that $1,300, absolutely not. Now she did send me a gift of I think it was 200. I've been making payments to her.
Okay. So, but I'm
I
just
won't
saying
say
in
that I'm
general,
not.
So you're saying it wasn't $1,300, but
No.
it was a couple of hundred.
Yes, and I have been making payments to her, and I can prove it.
Okay.
We are
I just
catching up.
say
and
about
Chrissy, the only I wouldn't be me if I ignored somebody, you know, sending me information because, you know, if you're going to ask questions about somebody else's money on the back end, you know, they brought to attention. I just wanted, this is where I'm giving an example. I'm 100% transparent. And I hope I approached that in a way that was still respectful because I don't like talking about money with nobody. I don't think it should be, you know, a thing, but.
Yes, and I've been, like I said, I have been making payments to her. I actually am making a payment to her tomorrow, because I told her that I would literally make a payment to her every week until it's paid off. So there's no questions if I did or not. I even, when I sent her the first payment, I put it in the what's it called, comment section of what it was for and how much it was. So there was no question if I did or if I didn't. So yes,
Right,
I don't mind. I don't mind addressing it.
I kind of feel iffy about this, and this is just my thoughts about it. If you're asking the public for money and making GoFundMe, you probably owe the public receipts.
Mm-hmm.
In this situation, I'm feeling a little odd with this because she's not
Me
asking the
too,
public.
Shay.
She went to somebody about it, and she damn near just put her personal life on blast to explain why she asked to borrow money, a personal loan.
So I was expecting, her to give me the explanation as to why. I was really kind of just wanting to know if she was going to confirm or deny that she did accept money on the back end, because I think that is where it was coming from the person who messaged me while we were having this live. I think it was more of they were upset or concerned about the fact that she was so concerned about somebody else receiving money on the back end if
That's
she was doing the
crazy.
same thing. I listened and saying, hey, this was brought to my attention. I wouldn't be me if I didn't bring it up, because if we got off this live and then all of a sudden it did come out that Chrissy accepted money on the back end, and for whatever reason this story is not the story, you know what I mean? Why didn't it get addressed when she was in here? Or why didn't, listen, just covering all freaking bases.
I get it. I get it from your point of view. I just feel like if you're talking with somebody personally and doing it's a different situation.
It is, but if you're
now, if
asking
it's
somebody from
multiple
social
people,
media, Shay, there is always the risk. If you are on social media, you're always running the risk of what happens in the back end to be brought to the surface and the light.
yeah, I get that. And I would hope if anybody is giving out money and you've never met them before, that's kind of rough. Like you're taking a huge chance.
I mean, look at it this way. Everybody that has been exposed for giving Lisa money, do you think they wanted to be exposed? No, but were they?
No,
Yes.
but yeah. Yeah, but well, and I don't know.
Exactly.
I feel
Exactly,
like that's
Sean.
karma right there. If you give LR money, you deserve to be outed. I'm just saying.
And exactly, it is a telephone game, and I'm gonna nip that telephone game in the bud and just flat out say it, because again, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say it. And Tracy, I'm sorry if that puts you in an awkward position. And I can understand the position you're in, because I also have to go paycheck to paycheck sometimes and struggle to pay my bills, and things happen, and my husband was out of work and this and that. I can 100% put my bare self out there, you know what I mean? Because that is authentic to me. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've got millions in the bank, but I hope you understand that it wasn't to belittle you. It wasn't to, make you feel any sort of way. It was simply, it was brought to my attention. Taylor had mentioned it earlier as well. And if for whatever reason it was not addressed, I didn't want somebody else who wouldn't have approached it in a respectful manner to be the one to approach it with you.
No,
I wonder stuff like that. Like if your name has already been brought up in the past about funds or organizations or anything or any kind of dealings or GoFundMe's or whatever, if your name has been associated with it, and then there's people that you're asking for money from on here, I mean, to me, it shows me a different thing. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but I mean, that's just the way I feel. If it's just you go to one person and ask for a loan for a month because of the bill situation, okay, I get that. But if it's been associated more than once on TikTok and people know that, then yeah, my senses kind of go off, and I'm going to question that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I don't like in people's personal business with their marriage or relationship. Like that, I don't like that.
I agree, but again, when you're doing money or asking for money or coming on here and claiming money from social media, and you're putting it public because you're asking somebody who is within public, unfortunately, you run the risk exposed. And I personally think it is better to get ahead of it before other people can make assumptions on the situation.
Yeah, I'll gladly tell you what it was for, and I have been making payments to her. I don't have a qualm about saying,
You said what you said. I'm good with it. I just needed to put it out there. You had every right to say you didn't want to speak on it, I just feel like the way that I operate and the way that I am is I would hope that I came at it in a respectful manner, giving you that opportunity before it didn't come at you respectfully by somebody else. And it was blasted all over this, damn app in 24 hours, So I apologize if it made you feel any type of way. It just, when you come on asking about other people's money, they're questioning, your financial and what you were taking, you know what I mean? So unfortunately, that was the risk that was made. And I'm glad that you answered it. But again, and this goes for everybody, nobody has to answer anything. But I'm just saying it's better to get ahead of something before letting other people make assumptions and accusations before you have a chance to.
Correct.
Brings us back to W. Why
I
can't
just
she
find
explain anything?
I
mean,
just think
people
the
have
whole thing's
questions.
messed up.
Oh, why did I just get
I'm
comfortable?
sorry, Ange.
Starts raining on me. What the heck?
Sorry, TaylorMade. I love you.
I love you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just very upset by all this. There's no reason why that should have even have been brought up. I'm not saying anything to you, Hot Mess Mama. Like, the fact that even someone had to talk about that, not you,
Oh,
but the
no.
person came to you with it. It's just messed up.
Are you talking about the money situation?
So listen, Ange, and
Yeah.
this is still being completely 100% honest. Just because somebody messaged me about it, Taylor was also messaged about it, and that means other people have been messaged just by this live alone, right? I've been on it for an hour and a half. This was longer than I even intended on. After getting off of this live, who's to say that other people didn't have things in their inboxes or that Chrissy wasn't going
Right.
to be bombarded with things? I get it. It is nobody's business, but in a way, sometimes
No,
it is
I'm not,
somebody's
but I'm
business.
not blaming you, and I'm not
No,
saying
and
anything
I
about
get it.
you. I'm not, I promise.
No, I understand
just-
where you're coming from. I'm just saying, if this would have been the time if it was me, it would have been a great opportunity for me to get ahead of it because God, like I said, I've been on for an hour and a half. Taylor started off this live when Christy got in the box. She had said something. I received messages while being in this live. Who's to say from this live, an hour and a half, to what has transpired tonight, right? That this will not get spun and done whatever sort of way by
Right.
tomorrow morning. It was better for Chrissy to address it and speak on it the way that she felt comfortable before people can sit there and make any kind of claims, accusations, or rumors about her. I mean, I'm sure there's other people that are going to do that regardless, but at least
Agreed.
we can say for the last hour and a half, Chrissy took this opportunity to speak on it, and she was as transparent as she wanted to be on it.
Yeah, she didn't have to, but she did.
I got
Very
a
honest
message.
about it. I don't.
just haven't looked at it. I saw it when I was
I was very honest about it. I wasn't going to sugarcoat it, and I was like, I had a feeling it was going to eventually come, and that's all fine and well. And if you're going to ask me something, I'm pretty much an open book, and that's a lot of my problem is I'm just going to be done with it.
And that's all I can advise you
If
to
you're
do.
paying the money back
Yes,
as per
and I can prove
agreement,
it. I can prove it.
why is it even being passed around?
Well, maybe that information is not known, but again, I think that people who knew about the situation were also just a little feeling some type of way because Chrissy was in the box talking about somebody else's financials or money being
Right.
passed around. So I think that that's why it was some type of way about it. And not for nothing, if I'm sitting here saying that I cannot pay my bills and this and that, but I'm talking about, other people not being able to do it, it makes me hypocritical. So, when you're dealing with social media, you're opening yourself up for scrutiny. You're opening yourself up for, opinions and this and that. And that is why, people can be adults about it. I would hope that people, the best way I possibly could as an adult without belittling somebody.
Yeah.
And again,
comes with
Chrissy,
part of
you didn't
being-
have to. You didn't have to
don't-
answer it.
I'd rather it be known why, and then
you for the rose.
in the end, someone comes behind and starts questioning me 50,000 questions, and then, it's still going to be, it's going to be some back end still from it, because now that it's being said, there, I'm pretty sure it'll be like, oh, you said this, and, oh, you did that, you should have never done this, and
Yes, but you know what, Chrissy? At the end of the day, you have this live and your actual words to fall back on. That is what I'm saying. It's not waiting until the next day when people are making their own assumptions about it.
Correct.
Am I going to sit here and admit that I have never been in financial, issues? No. Sometimes things are really fucking hard. And things happen unexpectedly, and things happen that you cannot control, nor can you prepare for. And it is the absolute worst not knowing how you're going to get through the next day financially. But it's how you deal with it and the people that you lean on. And I also don't want you to think that the person that you leaned on or the person that you spoke to or this and that, don't think of it as, a bad thing. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you also have to be careful in who you trust with that information.
I've always been the type of person that usually, and I say this a lot, and this is taught growing up, is that your word is your bond. And I've learned that so much growing up, and I've learned to take people for their words, because that's something that I've always done. And with TikTok in general, it's probably a really bad idea to take people for their words, but I'm also the type of person that I am going to take your word until I see that I can't take your word.
No. Well, unfortunately, when it comes to money, it is a very popular opinion.
Root of all evil.
Yeah, it's very popular on here. When people are dry begging and people are asking for money or they're doing, don't give people who are strangers to you your money. Now, in your situation, the person that gave it to you, you may not consider each other strangers. You might have a relationship that you've built over a time. That is your guys' prerogative. What goes on between you guys, what situation you have. Someone who is involved with social media, just know that there is always a situation where, like Cliff Notes just said, questions will get asked and come up. And unfortunately, people do feel like it is their right to know, just like how you felt like it was your right to know about WTF.
Right.
So it is what it is. But hopefully I handled that the best way I could, because I don't like talking about people and their money. I really don't.
You did fine. I knew you were going to ask me. I was just waiting to see how long before you did.
No, I wouldn't have.
I knew it was coming.
To be honest,
I knew it was coming. It was coming, and I didn't have. I don't have. What is the best way to put it? I don't have, like I said, I don't have a censor on certain things, and if you ask me 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to tell you. Just boom. That's just what it is.
Hey, what y'all talking about in the comments? What y'all talking about?
I personally feel like it's better to approach somebody in a respectful adult manner. Normally, I probably would do it, but that clearly did not work out well for me. But again, I can't sit here and host a live and sit here and say that I am 100% transparent. I'll see it from all sides of the thing and not bring it to the attention from all sides. So it is what it is. But
boss lady.
Boss lady in the comments. Boss lady, take a box. You're next. We want to ask you some questions, ma'am. We can't get W in here. Maybe if we get you in a box, W will come in and we can get some damn answers.
God.
Listen, I'm not.
I've been accused of kissing.
No.
Listen, I've been accused of kissing boss lady's ass. I would love to ask some questions.
Well, those questions can go live, but I'm going to be all the way honest with you, boss lady. I've never spoken to you a day in my life. I don't comment on your shit. I don't get involved. I want nothing to do with what goes on between you and WTF and all of that. So I'll be all the way honest. I'm sorry, but that shit can happen in a different life.
I'm with Hot Mess on that one, girl. I'm sticking beside you on that. We're just, yeah, I'm out of it.
I'm not. Listen, I did offer her a platform to talk to see where the money went. She chose not to take it. I don't even know if she was still in here. But I feel like with you, Miss Boss Lady, I feel like I don't need to ask you any questions at this moment.
Oh,
You know,
I gotta work
I was
tomorrow.
going to do that anyway, but thanks for telling me what to do. And I'm kidding.
Shay, you always work. You work too damn much.
I know. I gotta, but you know, I would love to be home, but that time and a half and holiday pay and
That's
like
tempting. That is tempting.
Does it make you mad to know that I still got to stay home and I get all of that?
Hot Mess. Girl.
How do I drop the host? Let me drop. How do I drop the host?
Yeah, for real. How do we drop her?
I mean, you're not wrong,
tried
though.
to give her
That's
my
7.5
chicken.
and holiday pay is amazing.
Just on your side, Hot Mess. Come on, girl. What the
I'm
hell?
not hating on you. I'm not hating on you at all. If you can get it like that, that's fucking great. That is great.
And I will tell you this: before this position, that time and a half, and yeah, no, you would catch me working the holidays. Absolutely.
I mean, I get my holiday pay regardless, but and then like Tuesday, Tuesday I was supposed to be off, but they were like, "Hey, we'll pay you $10 extra more an hour." I was like, "Sign me up."
Winner, chicken dinner.
My mom used to do that. My mom, when we were growing up, she used to work Thanksgiving so that she could be home on Christmas, right? Could do one or the other. So on Thanksgiving, she would call me and tell me, like, call and be like, "Okay, put the turkey in the oven now." Like, then she'd call and say, "Okay, babe, I made Thanksgiving dinner," but she never gave me fucking credit for it. All those years.
The audacity of it.
I know, right? The fucking audacity.
We are off on Christmas. That is the one holiday we don't play with. And then like Thanksgiving, they'll run night shift, but they won't start us until like 11 o'clock at night. So they do give us, some time home.
Get your damn turkey out of my damn backyard.
I'm sick of these damn birds. Like
He gets on my nerves. He's such a Billy Badass. He'd be like, "Let me show you who I am."
Oh
If
no,
you
I
don't
got
sit your butt
mullet.
down,
This fucking bird mullet. She was all cool and kosher, and now we got babies, and she's just. As soon as I try to get out my car, the bitch try to attack me. I was like, man,
All right,
I can't.
I've been on too long. I've been on too long, and I need to go give my son a bath. And actually, I don't remember when Raggedy's Live was supposed to start. I'm pretty sure it was already started. That's okay.
Somebody else was going live tonight too.
It was just to do diamond art, which is fine. This will be my first attempt on doing diamond art, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to even freaking do it. I don't really have patience to sit there, but I did get one for $5 on the TikTok shop.
I'm a crocheter.
listen,
I'm a crocheter. Can't do
I'm not
that
getting
art.
any more boxes. I just wanted to come in and hang out with you because I know when I went quiet, you
Yeah, I yelled.
that it was something with you, and I'm sorry I made you feel like that. But people don't understand. I work a lot, and I do forget to text people back or respond to messages.
Girl, we all worried about you.
Respond back within a few hours. Just text me. Well, no, because some people hot
I
messages.
keep tabs on her. I keep
Sorry.
tabs on her.
few
No, I
people
yelled at
thought
her.
that
I flat out yelled at her because she was making moves and doing shit and being silent, and I don't like that. And yeah, no.
Listen, with me, sometimes y'all have to let me go silent because if not, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, but like for real, it was supposed to be like a 30-minute live, and then it turned into an hour and a half, 2 hours. And we talked about a lot of things that I did not plan and anticipate on talking about.
I mean, you wanted
did
topics.
great.
You got topics, girl.
No, I still didn't get topics for my actual live that I'm doing on Sunday, but whatever. It's cool. I'll come up with them. Again, I appreciate everybody. I just, I want everybody to know my lives are run a little different. No matter who you sit with, no matter who you are or what you're involved in, I can have an adult conversation with almost everyone as long as it's reciprocated. And I will give you my 2 cents and I will talk my shit, especially if you don't ask for it. However, I will try to remain respectful and still make it a safe place for you to come and talk your shit. Just know that everybody is going to have an opinion at any point. Social media is involved with having an opinion. And if you cannot handle other people's opinions, then maybe you should take a break from social media.
That part.
All right. So everybody have an amazing Sunday night. I love you all. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good
No.
Good night, honey.
Come on. Come on.